I'm Sally Causey, and I am honored to be with you today. And thank you so much, Mary and Richard, for inviting me to come and speak with you. So we're going to be obviously talking about ACEs, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about one thing that we do in Greene County to mitigate ACEs. And as a part of the presentation, I'm going to explain a little bit about Greene County. I'm going to explain a little bit about our program. I'm going to introduce you to some amazing teens, and then I'm going to wrap up with some numbers. So Greene County is in northeast Tennessee. You can see it there on the map. And Greene County is one of the most beautiful places in the state. We look out, we see the mountains. We know that the ridge line is the Appalachian Trail and the North Carolina state line. Our population is just over 66,000, although we're the sixth largest county in the state in terms of land. Here you can see some income statistics, and this helps me tell the story of this amazing irony that we have in Greene County. On one hand, we are rich in natural and agricultural resources. We've been the top producer of tobacco, of dairy. We're now the top producer of beef. We have a long traditions of families growing gardens. But on the other hand, we have families that really struggle economically. We have families that are food insecure. They don't know how they're going to make it to the end of the month or the week or the end of the day sometimes. So if you read those top two boxes, it adds up to 30.4% of families who live on $25,000 or less every year. So about a third of our families live on less than $25,000. And I'm going to introduce you to some young people here in a little while, but I want to put up their faces as a way to say here that our people are our most amazing asset in Greene County for all of our other resources, and especially our teenagers. And these teens, just because you are economically challenged in no way means that you experience ACEs. And if you experience ACEs, it doesn't mean that you're economically challenged, as we all know. But we also know that economy exacerbates, or challenging economy exacerbates ACEs. So the main purpose of our organization on the surface is education, entrepreneurship, and sustainability in an agricultural context. So what am I doing here? That I think you'll come to see. So our organization is blessed to be located on a small 15-acre farm. This was land that was inherited by our founders, and then they looked around and they said, what can we do with this land to be community-minded and to improve the community in some way? And so then we said, okay, how can we use this land to impact the food insecurity that's all around us? And we thought, we're going to work with teenagers because they're still fun, they're still, we can educate them, they're willing, but they're almost adults. And so this would be a really important time to impact them and their lives. So we started the Farm and Food Teen Training Program. Now, on the surface, this is all about agriculture and skill development and all of that. But again, we'll come back to how we mitigate ACEs with this. So in the first year, the teens learn about gardening and livestock, and they have 24 sessions. These sessions are held on Saturdays, so this is not a part of school. We cooperate with the schools cooperate with us, but this is completely outside of school. And Brittany here, Brittany was a teen quite a while ago, but here she is. She's helped start plants, and they were having a little plant sale, I think. But again, 24 sessions on Saturdays with the farm. Also, I want to say that these teens generally qualify for free and reduced lunch. They We provide all the transportation for them because we know that if they're economically challenged, transportation is a big deal. And in the wilds of Greene County, we don't have a bus. We don't even, well, we have a taxi, but it's like one taxi for the whole county. So we provide the transportation. We also pay the teens a stipend every time they come to the farm. So they get $6. So it's not a lot of money, but the stipend is as much a way to signal to them that this program really is free. And that's really important when you're so under-resourced. In the second year of the program, the teens learn to cook. And we figure these gardening skills, these cooking skills, they're good for life, right? Like we can use them no matter what we become or what we do. It's good stuff to know. So teens cook. In the third year, they plan a farm or food-related business. And as a part of that, there's some leadership development that goes on. There's some college visits. There's some resume writing, all kinds of really fun, good stuff. And then in the fourth year, they implement their business. So when they get to the point of implementing their business, they no longer get a stipend. In fact, they have to split the profits. So there's a little bit of incentive there. Tell everybody to come to whatever they're doing. So over the years, the teens have started all kinds of interesting businesses. They have raised rabbits, and they've sold bunny poop for fertilizer. They have grown vegetables in the garden, and they've made casseroles and sold them to their teachers. And now we have this amazing opportunity because we've been lucky enough to raise some money and have a commercial kitchen put right on our farm. So with the coming of the commercial kitchen, we said, how can we take this business up a notch? Let's start an ongoing business. So the teens talked us into starting a pizza business. It's great, right? Teens, pizza. And the great thing is you can grow anything on the pizza. So the first-year kids, they grow the ingredients. The second-year kids learn to make dough and sauce. The third-year kids plan the next iteration of the business. So this year they're working on a marketing plan. And then the fourth-year kids implement the pizza business. So what's happening now is occasionally we have pizza nights and we invite folks in. So they have all the incentives to get their family, their friends, their teachers there to eat pizza so that the fourth-year kids can make their stipend, make their money. And now I want to go back to these faces that I just showed you a little bit earlier and introduce them a little bit more. So this is where I'm going to explain some of the underlying stuff. So while they're having fun at the farm, at home it's not always so great. So among these teens, and they're representative of other teens, so this isn't all just these teens on the screen, but mostly. We have teens that have been raised by single parents. We have teens that have grown up in substandard housing. We have teens whose families are struggling with drug addiction. And we wanted to know a little bit more about this, so last year we did an anonymous straw poll with them, and 50% of the teens said, yes, I have a close family member who's struggling with addiction. We have teens with health issues like diabetes. We have teens that are experiencing parenthood at a young age. We have teens whose parents have died. We have teens who've experienced homelessness. We have teens who get in trouble at school, but thankfully not with us so much. Well, sometimes, but mostly not. But I also want to tell you the amazing thing about these teens. Among these faces that you see here on the screen, we have a teen that can tell you all about the nitrogen cycle. Who would have thunk, right? But I had the great opportunity to be in the office one day, and we always have a farmer there that helps do some education, and he was about to move on and go on to another job, and so one of the teens this is a while back, had started her own little vegetable business, and she was selling vegetables on Facebook. So he wanted to review with her, like the next things that she needed to think about, coming up, and so he said, do you understand the nitrogen cycle? And she did. She understood the importance of planting a cover crop and turning it back under and feeding the soil. And I was just a fly on the wall. What a privilege. And I thought, I bet her teachers don't know that she understands the nitrogen cycle. Maybe even some of her teachers don't understand it. And I bet she's a back row kid too. But she understands the nitrogen cycle. We have a teen on this board who has gotten a 4-year full scholarship to a prestigious college. We have a teen on this board who has become a sous chef. We get really happy when we get farmers and chefs out of the deal. We have a teen on this board who is looking forward to becoming a nurse and then going on to be a missionary. So how awesome is that? And that teen that gets in trouble all the time, he's on the board too, but somehow we have been able to provide the structure that he needs, that he knows that if he crosses the line with us, he's going to get a reasonable, very appropriate consequence, and that is, and he looks forward to coming, right? Like, he's not in trouble. So it's a good place. It's a safe place for him. So I want to give you some of the numbers. Since 2006, when we started, we've had 176 kids go through the program. So that might not sound like a lot, but remember, they come for over 4 years. We really believe in that longevity of building a relationship and that frequency of coming twice a week as well. They have collectively participated 19,381 hours. And if you want to include transportation in that, you can easily double it. So that's another thing that I worry about sometimes is the transportation part, because the county's all spread out. The teens they get picked up at their home, they get taken back. And one time, and I meant to tell you this with the previous slide because this applies to one of the teens on the board before. One time I was kind of lamenting and kind of cringing at, oh gosh, you have to spend so long on the bus. And she said, no, you don't understand. I want to be the first on the bus and I want to be the last off of the bus. So we can easily double that time if we include transportation. This year, we have an amazing challenge of more teens than ever wanting to participate. So we have 68 teens participating, and their goal this year is to participate 3,000 hours. So I hope that some of the things I've explained help you understand, yes, on the surface, we're all about agriculture, but under the surface, we're all about really celebrating the assets of young people. We are all about providing consistency in their lives. We are all about providing a safe place for the teens to come where they can just leave their home troubles at home, they can leave their school troubles at school. We're all about providing a support structure. So when they need something that, maybe, it's not our job necessarily to find them housing, but if they find themselves struggling for housing, we call resources. We plug them in wherever we can plug them in. We're all about building the positive relationships they need. And I'm truly convinced that that's what it's all about. The food, the growing, all of that stuff, it's just an excuse to get together. Because when we all have positive relationships on this planet, we can go places. We know who to ask for help. We know who can cheer us on when we need an extra pat on the back. And that's what it's all about. It's about building that hope in the teens so that they can move forward with zeal. And it's all about providing opportunity. So the thing that I say in Greene County all the time, and I hope I've explained, is it's not just about, it's not about your economic challenges, and these kids certainly have the brain power. What they lack is opportunity. So in all of this, what we know is that providing a place where kids can be resilient is the important thing, and not just for them either. It's important for us, for our whole community. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to flash through a couple more slides of faces. And I want to thank so much Building Strong Brains and the funding that we've been able to receive to make this program possible. Thank you.